Why are strip clubs like museums? No, this is not a joke. And I'm taking these off because the reflection is weird. Um, so, why are strip clubs like museums? I was talking to a friend of mine, and this occurred to me, and it's absolutely true. So, as someone who has spent my fair share of time in strip clubs, probably more than most, but not as much as many. Um, when you go to a strip club for the first time, you get a overview of all of the women employed there, and you kind of tend to see patterns, let's say. And different strip clubs will have different types of women. Basically, what you're looking at is the personal taste of whoever's doing the hiring. And a good strip club will employ someone to do the hiring whose taste is in line with their clientele. So the people coming in will see the type of women they expect, the type of women they're attracted to. Strip club does good business, blah blah blah. Okay, how does this relate to museums? Here's where it gets interesting. So museums employ people called curators, and a curator is someone who chooses what art the museum displays. And the curator needs to display art that is going to appeal to the clientele. Now, who's the clientele? The general public? Yeah, to some extent, but really it's the people who are paying the bills. And the people who walk in the door and pay a fee to go see the museum aren't really the people paying the bills. The people paying the bills are the people who give grants and endorsements and all those things to museums. The people who show up at the galas and the balls and pay huge ticket items for stuff. So you need to appeal to them. And the thing is that what appeals to them is probably going to be pretty pedestrian. It's going to be something they think is edgy, but really is just kind of like, yeah, if I was in that area of the world or if I was in that area of society, yeah, I knew that. So this is why you see things like, digital art appealing, being suddenly being the big thing, or folk art being the big thing, because suddenly that group of people who patronize that museum discovered that. They're like, "Ooh, that's wow, that's cool, that's edgy. I had no idea about that, and wow, that really speaks to me," and all this kind of nonsense because they're rich and they don't really understand what real life is like. So that's what curators do. They are the same as the people who hire the women to work at strip clubs. They are trying to appeal to their clientele, and their clientele is a particular group of rich people. And the group of rich people who patronize museums in New York will be different from the group of rich people who patronize museums in LA or Qatar or Tokyo or wherever. I don't know. I'm not a huge art guy. But my point being, it's really the same thing, just on different tiers. Think about that. Think about that. It actually applies at all levels of society and all levels of art. And if you think strip clubs aren't art, then you're a prejudiced SOB. And if you don't know what SOB is, then you're pretty young. So you really shouldn't be that prejudiced. Think better. All right, that's my maverick thought for the night. Peace out.